God loves you.
I know.
Okay, well, and Jesus Christ died for your sins.
Okay.
Okay, and so do you have a relationship with God?
I'm sure I do.
Well, the Bible says that only way you can have a relationship with God is by accepting Jesus Christ.
Okay, I grew up in a very Christian household. I understand that.
Yeah, well, accepting Jesus Christ, though, is not growing up in it. It's a faith. It means that you have to make the decision on your own to accept it.
Yes, and I just am here to tell you that I think by marginalizing all gay people, they're saying that they come in and they knock over your stands and they yell at you is the same way as a homosexual generalizing all Christians.
Okay. That's true.
It shouldn't go both ways. So
Well,
I think
you're the first one to actually break that. You're the first one to make me look at different. Because every time, any other time, they would say 3 words and they would walk away, or they would mess with my stuff. So you obviously you have some sort of decorum. You have some sort of you're civil. So yeah, okay. So you can change my opinion, and that's what I've been asking for. I've been standing right here for someone to ask to change my opinion on your community, because this is all I see whenever I disagree with your your ideologies.
okay.
Isn't that okay that I disagree? If my Bible says one thing, but you believe one thing, and we all live in a free society, isn't it okay for me to disagree without hate?
Everybody is allowed to disagree, but I think when you come out here with your loudspeaker and you kind of make people feel intimidated, and if you're saying one thing and challenging people to come forth and challenge you, that just breeds hate.
No, it doesn't. It breeds debate. It's debate because you're actually a manifestation of exactly what I was trying to do. Everyone, so just say if no one stopped, everyone would think, oh, this is a crazy Christian. He's just mean. He's just spewing hate speech. But now that I can actually sit here and talk to you, I'm a human. Now I humanize the situation. I'm a human being just like you. And I don't understand everything about your community. Maybe you don't understand everything about mine. But if we can speak to each other, then we can at least come to a common ground. We can agree to disagree, but we can still have a common ground and we can live amongst each other peacefully.
All right, and I think what you need to do, and with the Christian community, the homosexual community, every community needs to come, is to stop coming forth with debate and come together with just speech. People can talk to each other without debating.
What kind of speech?
Just regular speech. You and I are having a conversation right now. I'm not debating with you. I'm not putting down your community. You're not putting down mine right this second. So if we can come together, we can talk without loudspeakers, without being on street corners, and just making it an everyday part of society to just speak.
How do we get there?
Just talk. I have no problem speaking to somebody in a coffee shop. You just can't come forth being aggressive. You can't come forth being challenging. You just gotta talk. Everyone's allowed to have their conversations and their opinions.
That's true. But if I didn't come out here today, what's your name?
My name is Ray.
Ray. My name is Ray too. Dora Ray. Nice to meet you. So if I didn't come out with a speaker today, and I didn't come out, preaching what I was preaching, I would have never met you. So there's some sort of it's like a crazy scientist. There's some sort of there's some sort of logic to what I'm doing. That's all I'm saying. Do you know about?
There may be some sort of logic to what you're doing, but I feel like it could be done in a more peaceful, less loud, less obstructive way. There's lots of different ways you can go to conventions, you can go to meetings, you can go to your church, you can speak to people just on the street without challenging them. Being on the corner with a speaker is a challenge. I would have never come over here if I didn't hear these lovely ladies and yourself arguing together.
I am challenged. I'm challenging the status quo. It's like a social experiment. I am challenging. I'm challenging your community to have a conversation with my community, so we can open more doors and stop being so. Because would you agree that both communities have some preconceived notions and judgments towards the other?
Of course, but everybody has preconceived notions regardless of what community they come from. But I don't see that there's two different communities here. I feel that there are people on both sides, but that there is one general community. There's homosexual Christians, there's people that believe in nothing, there's everybody, and they're one community. But when people stand on the corners and they shout and they scream, they're dividing the communities, and that shouldn't be happening.
Well, see, and that goes back to the Bible. So the Bible has a certain standards, certain rules, certain regulations that God believes that we should live by, right? And so, unfortunately, those rules, when those rules or laws come in conflict with someone else's rules or moral laws, then it's automatically going to cause some sort of division. It's automatically going to cause some sort of conflict, and that's unavoidable. It's been like that since the dawning of time. But what it comes down to, though, is that we are all one community, right? But how can we all can't be one community under the banner of God, since God created us all?
Not everyone believes that, and that's okay. I don't judge you. I'm not judging you for what you believe. I'm not judging anyone for what they believe. But I feel like when we judge people based on strictly what they believe, based